trunks trimmed in blue. He weighed an officially 143 1/4 pounds. In 25 professional bouts, this superstar holds a record of 24 victories, just 1 defeat, 20 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC interim lightweight world champion. He is the fighting pride of Victorville, California, presenting King Ryan Garcia.
He's done it!
Ryan Garcia's journey to redemption has taken an unexpected and controversial turn, leaving fans and critics questioning his future in boxing. From a shocking injury announcement to legal battles and public callouts, the Golden Boy's story has become a whirlwind of headlines that no one saw coming. But what's really happening behind the scenes? Stay tuned as we unpack the drama that's shaking up the boxing world. It began with a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the boxing and kickboxing worlds. Ryan Garcia, the electrifying lightweight phenom known for his lightning-fast hands and magnetic charisma, dropped a stunning announcement. A wrist injury, he revealed, would sideline him from his highly anticipated December 30th exhibition match. The venue was set to be none other than Tokyo, and his opponent, Rukiya Anpo, the legendary Japanese kickboxer revered for his precision and tactical brilliance. This wasn't just another fight, it was a cultural and stylistic showdown that had fans on the edge of their seats. The anticipation had been palpable for months as debates raged over whether Garcia's explosive speed could outmatch Anpo's calculated and deadly striking. But now, all those dreams of a spectacular clash were suddenly thrown into limbo. Garcia made the announcement on social media, posting a photo of his heavily bandaged wrist accompanied by the cryptic caption, "Sometimes setbacks are setups for comebacks." The statement, while inspirational, left fans with mixed emotions. Thousands flooded the comments with messages of support, wishing their favorite fighter a swift recovery. Others, however, weren't as quick to accept the news at face value. Questions began swirling within moments of the post going live. Was the injury as serious as it seemed, or could there be another reason behind the postponement? For some, the skepticism stemmed from the timing. Why now, so close to fight night? Others pointed out Garcia's history of high-profile withdrawals, with detractors accusing him of ducking dangerous opponents in the past. Anpo himself fanned the flames of controversy, responding publicly with a sharp retort that left no room for misinterpretation. "He was scared of me," the kickboxing champion declared, setting social media ablaze with debates about the legitimacy of Garcia's injury and the psychological dynamics between the two fighters. The announcement quickly transcended the world of combat sports, becoming a trending topic on multiple platforms. Speculation ranged from conspiracy theories about promotional tactics to genuine concern for Garcia's well-being. Sports analysts chimed in with their takes, dissecting every detail of the announcement. Some highlighted Garcia's grueling schedule and speculated that the injury was inevitable given the wear and tear of constant training. Others hinted at deeper issues, suggesting that Garcia might have bitten off more than he could chew against an opponent of Anpo's caliber. Yet, amidst the storm of opinions, one thing was undeniable. The fight's postponement had left a massive void in the sporting calendar. Fans from Tokyo to Los Angeles had been eager to witness history, a battle that promised to blur the lines between boxing and kickboxing, East and West. Now, with the bout in limbo, all eyes turned to the fighters themselves for answers. Would Garcia's injury heal in time to reschedule the fight, or would this be the end of the dream matchup? And how would Anpo respond to what he perceived as a slight against his reputation? As the dust began to settle, one thing was certain. This wasn't the last we'd hear about Ryan Garcia and Rukiya Anpo. Whether through a rescheduled fight or a war of words, their story was far from over. For fans, the waiting game had just begun, filled with hope, doubt, and the lingering question of what could have been. As if the news of Ryan Garcia's wrist injury wasn't dramatic enough, the young boxing star finds himself embroiled in another high-stakes battle, this time outside the ring. His once promising partnership with former promoter and boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya has taken a sharp turn, reaching a breaking point that now threatens to spill into the courtroom. De la Hoya, the iconic figure behind Golden Boy Promotions, hasn't held back, accusing Garcia of breaching his legally binding contract. The tension between the two, which has been simmering for months, erupted publicly with De La Hoya's pointed remark, "When you sign a contract, it's legally binding." Ryan needs to understand that the business side of boxing is just as important as the fights themselves. The feud has sent shockwaves through the boxing community, with insiders closely watching the fallout. De La Hoya's legal team has reportedly begun drafting a case against Garcia, claiming a series of contractual violations. These include accusations that Garcia scheduled fights without the involvement or approval of Golden Boy Promotions, ignored key promotional obligations, and effectively sidelined the company's role in his career. According to sources, De La Hoya sees these actions as a direct challenge to his authority and a betrayal of the professional relationship that once promised to make Garcia the face of the next generation in boxing. For Garcia, the silence has been deafening. The typically outspoken fighter has remained tight-lipped about the allegations, refusing to comment publicly on the escalating legal drama. This reticence has only fueled speculation among fans and analysts alike. Why hasn't Garcia defended himself? Is this silence a calculated move, or is he simply focused on recovering from his injury? Regardless of the reasons, his quiet approach has allowed De La Hoya's narrative to dominate the headlines, leaving Garcia's fans in the dark and eager for clarity. The history between Garcia and De La Hoya makes the fallout even more poignant. When Garcia first signed with Golden Boy Promotions, he was heralded as the next big thing in boxing, a charismatic, social media-savvy fighter with the skills to back up the hype. De La Hoya, himself a former superstar, often spoke glowingly about Garcia's potential, likening him to a young version of himself. For a time, their partnership seemed like a match made in boxing heaven. But as Garcia's star rose, so did the cracks in their relationship. Insiders point to a series of disagreements that laid the groundwork for the current conflict. Garcia, known for his massive online following and ability to self-promote, reportedly grew frustrated with what he perceived as Golden Boy's inability to capitalize on his unique brand. De La Hoya, on the other hand, was said to be concerned about Garcia's focus, citing the fighter's frequent forays into social media and outside ventures as potential distractions. The final straw, it seems, came when Garcia began negotiating and scheduling fights independently, bypassing Golden Boy entirely. For De La Hoya, the legal battle is about more than just enforcing a contract, it's about reasserting control in a sport where promotional companies wield significant power. Boxing isn't just about throwing punches in the ring, De La Hoya told reporters recently. It's about strategy, timing, and building a career. Ryan has the talent, no doubt about it, but talent alone isn't enough. He needs to understand the bigger picture. The potential legal showdown has left fans divided. Some see De La Hoya's actions as a necessary step to protect his company and the integrity of promotional agreements. Others view it as a desperate move by an aging promoter trying to cling to relevance in an industry that's rapidly evolving. Garcia, with his massive online following and direct connection to fans, represents a new era of boxing, a fighter who doesn't necessarily need a traditional promoter to thrive. As the situation unfolds, the stakes couldn't be higher for both parties. For De La Hoya, a victory in court could reaffirm the importance of promotional companies in an increasingly decentralized sport. For Garcia, a loss could not only disrupt his career but also tarnish his image as a trailblazer. One thing is clear, this is a fight neither side can afford to lose. And while the courtroom drama may lack the physical brutality of a boxing match, it promises to be every bit as intense, with reputations, careers, and millions of dollars hanging in the balance. Enter Devin Haney, the undisputed lightweight champion and one of Garcia's fiercest rivals. Haney didn't hold back when addressing Garcia's recent troubles. In an interview, Haney criticized what he called a pattern of excuses from Garcia, referencing his past mental health hiatus and a failed drug test earlier this year. Boxing's too soft on guys like him, Haney declared. We're supposed to be warriors. If you can't handle the heat, maybe this sport isn't for you. Haney's comments have reignited their long-standing rivalry, with fans debating whether Garcia still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. For Haney, this moment is about proving a point. The lightweight division has no room for distractions or excuses. But Haney isn't the only one taking shots. Blair, the Flair, Cobbs, a welterweight known for his flashy style and brash personality, has stepped into the spotlight. Cobbs recently called out Garcia in a fiery social media post, claiming, "I'll destroy Ryan Garcia in the ring, injured or not." Backed by the legendary Don King, Cobbs has been vocal about wanting to prove himself against the sport's biggest names, and Garcia is at the top of his list. Cobb's challenge has fans intrigued. Could this be the fight that Garcia needs to silence his critics? Or would it only add fuel to the fire? One thing is certain, Cobb's boldness isn't going unnoticed, and the prospect of a Garcia-Cobbs showdown has the boxing community buzzing. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the postponed fight hasn't silenced Rukiya Anpo, the Japanese kickboxing sensation making waves with his highly anticipated transition to professional boxing. Anpo, known for his sharp strikes and calculated fighting style in the kickboxing world, didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on Ryan Garcia's injury and the delay. In a recent interview, Anpo dismissed the injury as an excuse, delivering a pointed message: "He was scared of me." Anpo's words struck a nerve, reverberating across the boxing and kickboxing communities. For Anpo, this wasn't just a fight, it was a pivotal moment to prove himself on a global stage. Transitioning from kickboxing, where he'd already cemented his legacy, to boxing, a discipline with its own unique challenges, was a bold move that had critics questioning whether his skills would translate. Anpo, however, has been unwavering in his confidence. "This delay doesn't change anything," he stated emphatically. "When the time comes, I'll prove I'm ready." This fight wasn't just another match on the calendar for Anpo, it was a chance to redefine his career and answer his doubters. Facing Ryan Garcia, a globally recognized name, offered Anpo a golden opportunity to showcase his adaptability and skill set in the boxing ring. The delay, he argued, was merely a detour, not a roadblock. "I've faced tougher challenges before," Anpo continued. "This isn't about who's better on paper, it's about who's prepared to dominate when it matters most." Anpo's comments have only added fuel to the fire of an already dramatic storyline. His fans, fiercely loyal and eager to see their hero succeed, have rallied around him, amplifying his voice on social media and in forums. For them, Anpo's confidence isn't just bravado, it's a reflection of his years of dedication and his readiness to rise to the occasion. They see the postponed fight not as a setback, but as a moment to further build anticipation for Anpo's debut in the boxing world. However, Anpo's confidence has also sparked a wave of speculation. Could Ryan Garcia, with his decorated record and immense talent, be underestimating this opponent? Anpo's unorthodox background in kickboxing poses a unique challenge. His footwork, precision striking, and ability to adapt mid-fight make him a formidable adversary, even for someone with Garcia's skill level. Anpo's fans believe that his versatility and unpredictability could be the key to an upset, while critics argue that boxing's technical nuances might expose gaps in his game. Anpo's journey into boxing has been anything but conventional, and that's part of what makes his story so compelling. For years, he dominated the kickboxing scene, earning accolades and building a reputation as one of Japan's most electrifying fighters. But boxing, with its different pacing, defensive strategies, and scoring system, is a new frontier. Anpo has spent months training tirelessly, refining his craft to ensure he's ready to compete at the highest level. "I've always embraced challenges," Anpo explained in a recent press event. "Stepping into the boxing ring isn't just about proving something to the fans or critics, it's about proving something to myself. I thrive on pressure, and this fight is no different." His words exuded the quiet confidence of a fighter who has faced adversity before and come out stronger on the other side. The postponed fight has also reignited debates among boxing enthusiasts about the potential clash of styles. Garcia's explosive speed and pinpoint accuracy contrast sharply with Anpo's methodical and tactical approach. It's the kind of matchup that has fans imagining every possible scenario, each punch, each counter, each moment of strategy playing out in their minds. For Garcia, the injury and subsequent delay might offer a chance to recover and regroup, but for Anpo, it's an opportunity to train harder and sharpen his skills. "The time will come, and when it does, I'll show the world that I belong in this sport," Anpo declared with conviction. His words have resonated not just in Japan but internationally, as fans of combat sports recognize the magnitude of what he's attempting. As the drama unfolds, one thing is certain: Rukiya Anpo isn't backing down. His confidence, combined with his relentless work ethic, has set the stage for a showdown that promises to be as thrilling as it is unpredictable. Whether Garcia's injury is a genuine setback or a convenient escape, as Anpo suggests, the delayed fight has only heightened the anticipation for what could be a career-defining moment for both fighters. The question now is whether Anpo's determination and preparation will be enough to overcome the challenges that lie ahead. Will he prove his skeptics wrong and establish himself as a force in boxing, or will the transition from kickboxing to the sweet science prove too great a leap? One thing is clear: Rukiya Anpo is ready to stake his claim, and he's not afraid to make his voice heard. The world waits to see if his confidence translates into victory when the bell finally rings. So, what's next for Ryan Garcia? Will the postponed fight with Rukiya Anpo ever happen, or will legal drama derail it entirely? And what about the growing list of challengers, from Devin Haney to Blair Cobbs, eager to step into the ring with the embattled fighter? One thing is certain: Ryan Garcia's story is far from over. With every twist and turn, he remains one of the most talked about figures in boxing. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't look away. And as this saga unfolds, the boxing world will be watching closely. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Ryan Garcia's ongoing controversies, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Boxing is here for more updates on your favorite boxing stars. Until next time, keep your gloves up and your eyes on the ring.